Hey guys, I'm back in case you had joined me before trying to do a Facebook Live video. I like the idea of Facebook Live, but sometimes the implementation is not so good. So I was having connectivity issues. I'm going to start over again. So, hey, I'm Kristen Howard and I blog at Raging Against the Minivan, and I am talking about some of my favorite books from this summer. I've been meaning to talk about a bunch of these books for a while, and I've just not gotten around to writing that blog post for whatever reason. So I thought I would just come on and do a little video on some of my favorite books. Most of these are pretty new. Some of them are a little older, but these are the things that I've been reading and loving this summer so far. And several of these are actually by people that I know, friends of mine, which I promise this is really an unbiased review. I just happen to really like the books of some of my friends. Speaking of which, the first book I want to recommend is For the Love, by Jen Hatmaker. Jen, if you're not familiar with Jen, she is one of the funniest people I know. And she has written a lot of books before. She's actually a really prolific writer, but many of her books previously have been a little bit more topical, a little bit more serious. I mean, she always has her sort of signature brand of humor in her books, but this one is like Jen unfiltered. This one is freeform essays. She's able to kind of flow from topic to topic. There's a chapter of letters, kind of Jimmy Fallon style. But there's definitely a thread. I feel like the theme of this book is kind of like letting yourself off the hook, trying not to be as judgmental and competitive as women. As I'm sitting here holding this book and looking into the monitor and realizing that, that I'm in desperate need of a manicure and feeling like, Jen, thank you. Thank you for this book that lets me off the hook for feeling bad about my nails. But anyway, super fun, funny book, a quick and easy read. And in fact, my daughter, India, has been reading this one as well. So For the Love by Jen Hatmaker. Also in the humor category, oh my gosh, Lovie. You guys, if you don't know who Lovie is, you need to find her immediately. Find her on Facebook, find her blog. Her blog is called Awesomely Lovie, and she is really one of the funniest people I know. I actually got to hang out with her this past weekend and was just like belly laughing, cheeks hurting. So Lovie, this is her first book. It's called I'm Judging You. Okay, Lovie, she is super sarcastic. She can be a little petty. If that's not your thing, it is my thing, I will confess. But she talks about everything from pop culture to ethics. Lovie, again, she's one of those people that is so funny. But then she really has something profound to say. She's really one of my favorite voices and favorite writers. I'm Judging You. Really, really funny. My third book in the humor category is Sophie Hudson's Gooeyap Eunice. Sophie is another really hilarious humor writer. She's Southern. She is it's funny because Sophie and I have really different lives, you know. She's very Southern, she's more conservative, but her style of writing and kind of the nostalgia with which she talks about her life and her family, she just really, really cracks me up. Super witty, Gooeyap Eunice. Okay, those are my favorite humor books. Now I want to talk a little bit about like more self-help nonfiction. My friend Shauna Niequist wrote a new book this year. This is my favorite book of hers so far. This one is Present Over Perfect. And this is a book that really focuses on helping you, fairly obvious, being present, like letting go of perfectionism, letting go of the idea that, you know, things need to be perfect and tied up in a pretty bow before you push forward. I really feel like actually the day that this book came, I was just like, I need this so bad. And I sat down and read half the book in one sitting. Shauna is a really smart gal, really gifted writer. But yeah, this is a great book to help you kind of simplify and be more present in your life, which, in this frantic internet life pace, who doesn't need that, right? Another great book in the self-help genre is my friend Glennon's book, Love Warrior. Glennon wrote this book in the midst of attempting to reconcile her marriage, and there had been just some big things that went on in her life and her marriage, and she shares that story in the book. And this isn't a book, it's the journey of her attempting to patch up her marriage, but it's also the journey of like self-discovery, There's a lot in this book for anyone. There's a lot in this book if you have tried to repair a broken relationship. There is a lot in this book if you have left a broken relationship. It's just, I don't know, Glennon is just, she's a super profound writer. And just so many nuggets of wisdom and truth in this book. Love Warrior by Glennon, Doyle, Melton. Okay, now I'm going to switch genres. If you are looking for a great nonfiction, fiction book, just a nice summer read, Big Little Lies. This is a good one. It's funny. It's a mystery. It's like a suburban murder mystery that takes place around the PTA. It's ridiculous and hilarious and intriguing and super funny. I think this is being made into a movie. I hope it's being made into a movie. But yeah, this is a great read for the summer. Big Little Lies. If you have like a beach day or a plane trip coming up, I highly recommend that one. Okay, this one's a little bit random because it's not an adult book, but my daughter got this book called Swing Sideways, and it's, I would say, like a young adult novel. And it is in the vein of Old Yeller. It's in the vein of Where the Red Fern Grows. I think that this will be an instant classic. She loved this book. She read the whole thing in one sitting, and then she came out and was crying, which, I feel like when a 9-year-old cries from a novel, it's a pretty powerful book. So she really adored this, and I have been reading it so that she and I can talk to it. So if you have a young daughter or son who likes to read, I would put this one probably in a maybe junior high school reading level. She reads a little bit ahead, but she really liked this one, and I'm really liking it too. Really good message of friendship and acceptance. Okay, and then I have 2 more books to recommend in our sort of religious spirituality category. The first is by Sarah Bessey, who, if you haven't read her book, Jesus Feminist, I would start there. But if you loved Jesus Feminist, this book by Sarah Bessey is called Out of Sorts, and this is really her journey of kind of making peace with her faith and with her doubts and with her kind of evolving religious beliefs. Sarah is a Christian, but she is a little bit non-traditional, and for everyone who has felt like you're trying to figure your faith out and you don't really fit anywhere, this book Out of Sorts is a really, really great read. Along that vein too, if that book sounds of interest, Rachel Held Evans, Searching for Sunday. This is a book similarly about her journey of kind of losing faith in church, not in God, but in church, and then in kind of finding her way back into the church. This one is very, very relatable to me as well. So yeah, Rachel Held Evans, Searching for Sunday, really, really good book. And if you haven't also read her book, A Year of Biblical Womanhood, I would start there with Rachel Held Evans, because that is a classic. So yeah, that's what I have been reading so far this summer. I will try to link all of these up in the comments so that you can go find them on Amazon or your bookseller of choice. And then hit me up in the comments too. I want to see what you guys are reading, because I'm always looking for good new books. Thanks.